Hello, number ones, and welcome to Metatron's Academy. Today we are answering a question, and in fact, a very interesting curiosity of mine. I've heard that among all Germanic languages, the language called Frisian, I'll tell you a little bit about it, is in fact the closest to English. Is that true? Isn't it true? How about we check it out? If we go to Britannic already, we read that Frisian is a people of Western Europe whose name survives in that of the mainland province of Friesland and in that of the Frisian Islands off the coast of the Netherlands, but who once occupied a much more extensive area. If we were to visit learnfrisian.com, I just discovered, we are told that Frisian is a language from Friesland in the Netherlands, so Holland. Learnfrisian.com offers a free Frisian learning program. Cool. This is not an ad, by the way. I haven't got a clue, but I was just interested to see what they were saying about it. They apparently have the coolest words. Frisian's vowel system has some unique features that make it distinct from other Germanic languages spoken by Vikings. Frisians have just like the Scandinavians of Viking history. Interesting. And then we see, I'll have to double check the history of this. Frisian is the oldest living Germanic language. That makes it fascinating. And it says it's the closest language to English. You see, that's what they say, makes it the easiest language to learn as an English speaker. Be interesting to see how many people speak it. On Oxford Learners' Dictionaries, we are told that Frisian is the traditional language of the region of Frisia in northwest Europe, closely related to German, Dutch, and English. It does say it's closely related as well, it's confirmed. Approximately 500,000 speakers is the AI review, so this has to be double checked, as always, with AI, but generally speaking, when it comes to numbers like this, tends to be correct. So West Frisian, 450,000 speakers. Okay, so not that many speakers, but still, it could be cool, which is why I got this video. West Frisian Germanic language. Let's see what it sounds like.
In Duitsland, mooi man. Die wil een keer op een snor naar mij doen rijden en ik denk, zij is niks. Ben we op naar grijze en zei, dat staan nu voor de grijze. Toen mocht je er nog niet in, hè. Stel de douane er nog voor. Ik zei, nou, ben je van Duitsland? Nee toch, zei je, in dit Duitsland zongen ze er wel even iemand, hè. Nou, zo kan het proberen. De douane staat er nog voor, hè. Dat is al lang dit, hè. En ik zei tegen die kerel, ik zei, ik ga alle papieren wel, maar ik zei, met niks, maar ik zei.
So I did not understand anything. Well, a little bit. Of course, the way he says Germany sounds a lot more like the actual endonym, Deutschland. So, of course, rather than the word of Latin origin from Germania in Latin. So that's pretty cool. I could recognize that. Maybe the way he said my mom. Let me hear it again.
In Duitsland, mooi mem.
Yeah. In Deutschland, moich mem. My mom, moich mem. I guess, sure, that one is close enough. And even the way he said no, he said like nay. I suppose that's relatively close.
Die wil een keer op een snor naar mij doen rijden en ik denk, zij is niks.
I did not understand anything with that one though.
Op naar grijze en zei, dat staan nu voor de grijze. Toen mocht je er nog niet in, hè.
It's also though that he's speaking very fast, is an elderly speaker, and there might be a little bit of mumbling in there. So he's lacking enunciation, and that depends on the speaker. So perhaps if we hear someone who is like a teacher of Frisian, and perhaps has more control over their diction, it will be easier to recognize words. As of now, it doesn't sound like much to me. But one thing that I'm noticing is that even though it does sound quite Germanic, but it doesn't sound like German. And it also doesn't sound like Dutch, which makes it intriguing. And sometimes if you really close your eyes and forget the words that sound quite German, some words do, it could sound like some kind of rural version of English, maybe. Like I can see it a little bit. You need to use a little bit of imagination there.
Stel de douane er nog voor. Ik zei, nou, ben je van Duitsland? Nee toch, zei je.
Nee, das zei je. Said, say, shy, maybe, but I'm not sure.
Duitsland zongen er wel even.
Also, he says Deutschland rather than Deutschland, so related but not exactly the same.
Nee toch, zei je. In Duitsland zongen er wel even iemand, hè. Nou, zo kan het proberen. De douane staat er nog voor, hè. Dat is al lang dit, hè. En ik zei tegen die kerel, ik zei, ik ga alle papieren wel, maar ik zei, met niks.
Papier, for papers, I did recognize that now, the second listen through.
En ik zei tegen die kerel, ik zei, ik ga alle papieren wel, maar ik zei, met niks, maar ik zei.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult. It's nice to see that Lang Focus has a dedicated video to Frisian. So I would like to listen to watch that at one point. I've recently made a reaction video to him, and I do like to space them out a little bit. What about this one? Can we hear more Frisian here?
Imagine you have a sibling who moves out from your parents' house and has this amazing life abroad. Meets foreigners, explores new lands, becomes a global trendsetter, while you are stuck with your relatives who also took all the room for themselves. Now imagine that the successful sibling is the English language. Today we're going to talk about that other language that remained with the relatives. The language that maybe didn't become global like English, but that survived through the turmoils that were hitting mainland Europe over and over, and whose people are famous for being proud and stubborn.
Very cool. So I didn't check. So the name of the channel is Duolingo, and she has 178,000 subscribers. Let me see if the channel is still active. It's important to give proper mentions. So let's see. Hi everyone, my name is Julie and I'm passionate about languages. Tell me about it, Julie. 4 days ago, yeah, the channel is absolutely active. She's got, Hittite, seriously. I have to check a few of her videos then. Yeah, let's see what else she can tell us about Frisian a little more.
This is going to be a story of battling with the sea, migrations, trade, and tea. Hoi,
Tea.
My name is Julie and welcome to the Frisian language.
Frisian. So I'm mispronouncing it
This
already.
video is a collaboration with the History with Hilbert channel to promote his new channel, Frisian with Hilbert, where he explains all things Frisian. Do check it out. Subscribe to my channel too, by the way, if for some reason you haven't done it yet. New language videos are coming out every month.
Cool.
Frisian is spoken across 2 countries, the Netherlands and Germany. And an important side note, it's actually not just 1 language, but 3 at least.
West Frisian, I see. So like, I wonder how, if these are like dialects or if they're considered separate but related languages.
Frisian is spoken in the Friesland province of the Netherlands by around 330,000 people. It is a native language to more than half of the population of Friesland, but many more can understand it. It is the 2nd official language of the Netherlands, and in Friesland it is used alongside Dutch in government administration, education and media. North Frisian is spoken in northern Germany in the North Friesland district with only around 5,000 to 10,000 native speakers, which corresponds to 3 to 6% of the whole population of the district. It is an official language in North Friesland and on Heligoland Island. There are 2 varieties, mainland and insular North Frisian, which are quite distinct and could even be considered separate languages. These varieties are...
Yeah, of course, sometimes that's difficult to say because it really is a matter of whether or not it's a language or it's a dialect, or whether or not are they separate languages or are they 2 different dialects and one is the official language. It's really not a matter of linguistics. It's a matter of social linguistics. And I've already mentioned this a few times, but we have a similar situation back home in Italy, whereby, yeah, of course I speak Italian, that's my first language, but I also speak Sicilian, which is my regional language. They are distinct languages, but in Italy we call them dialects. And I always thought that was incorrect. They are the languages, the regional languages of Italy, because they oftentimes are not mutually intelligible. Sometimes they are, but I mean, so is Spanish and Italian. Sometimes they're mutually intelligible and sometimes they're not. So it really is arbitrary, isn't it? And there is this saying when they say a language, an official language, is just a dialect that also has an army and a navy. I tend to agree.
Further broken down into 10 dialects with varying degrees of mutual intelligibility.
Yeah, look at
East Frisian, or Saterland Frisian, spoken in the municipality of Saterland, Germany, has merely some 2,000 speakers remaining. And even these 2,000 are split into 3 mutually intelligible dialects. West Frisian also has several dialects, 3 mutually intelligible ones on the mainland and 3 small dialects on the islands. There is also the standard West Frisian, which is mainly based on Kleifrisk with some additions of Waldfrisk. So why are there 3 Frisian languages? Why are they apart and what happened that they split?
You know, for the history part, I just like when I make my React videos too, for example, history with Max Miller, I do like to skip the history part because usually it's the part that requires more preparation and research. And so I don't want to like react to all of that because I think if you're interested, and I think you should be, she looks really nice, you can go and watch it in the original video. Of course, I'll put a link in the description and a pinned comment, because, you know, she put in the research, and I think she should get the view. Now, writing and pronunciation, native speakers. Let's see if we can hear some people speak it, though, because that's really what I was looking for. I ended up liking the video.
Oh ja, waar me geen hoofd aan te horen, ik net tegen.
Nee, we hebben bij de buurman een beetje praten en hij zei misschien...
Dat bij mijn zoon weer. Ja, dat hij hem nou even werd. Ja, want mijn kwam achter die bellen mij.
Oh!
We hebben er een familie van mij, ik zou dat kennen.
Nee.
Ik zei, mijn vriendin komt wel uit Canada, maar ik zei, die kent het wezen.
Oh.
Klimaskühl is een afkovenwetten van ons aal. Maar ook het sprakenklima verandert zich. Eiske. En ook daar zijn we met een oor verantwoordelijk.
I mean, it's both that we heard, the two ladies were adorable. Both that we heard, this is clearly Germanic. Like, you can tell 1000%, yeah, of course, Germanic. Is it really that close to English? I mean, because I'm not understanding anything. But then again, it could be that I'm not used to it. Maybe if I sort of, who knows? Like, of course, und sounds like and, but it's the same in German.
Het sprakenklima kan we bloot met een oor skülen.
Wir werden dieses Eiweiß, wir werden ist, natürlich waren wir der Malawi, wir haben doch einen ganzen Port gefunden, wir snacken das Brecken, wir snacken die tschechische Brecken in der tschechische Kultur, so wird ja für gerne Manname können sie leben und Wackel dahin so weiter.
Did you hear any difference between the three varieties?
I didn't hear any different, but I'm sure there is. I'm sure maybe the second one sounded more German to me than the other. Whatever. I'm probably full of it. I have no idea. But thank you very much for compiling that together, the three. I don't know how long it would have taken me to find the three, so I really appreciate the channel here. And the only thing I'm going to say, let's give it a like, let's give it a subscribe. I really liked it. So the only thing I want to say is this. I should subscribe in my other channel as well. Let me do that, because I subscribe with my main channel.
Imagine.
I'm going to subscribe with my language channel as well. There you go. Done it. So anyways, the one thing that I wanted to say is this. I was kind of expecting to be able to understand more. So from that point of view, I was a little disappointed because I was like, oh, no, it's that close to English. Maybe I'll understand the sentence. A bit like when it happens with common Romance languages. Like, you know, how being a native Italian speaker, if I hear someone speak Portuguese, I will understand some words, some sentences. And sometimes it feels like magic, particularly when you have never actually studied it, and that happens with French, it happens with Spanish, more easily with Spanish, and very occasionally happens with Romanian too, depending on the sentence and depending on the word. And it's always magical, because you're like, oh, I'm understanding and I haven't got a clue. So I was hoping that this would happen. It did not happen with me, but maybe it happened with you. Well, let me know what you think, and I would be interested to read your comments. Thank you very much for watching and joining Metatron's Academy. Bye.